Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Braylon Lee got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Well, hello and when Tay talk, just know I feel the love and send it right back to you. It's good to see you, my thank you so much, and hello to you and you. Welcome into another edition of Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. So this conversation I saw happening on Instagram, and I was like, all right, well, since I am a media nerd of social media, I thought, why not have the conversation? So, there's a lot of talk about what content creators do versus what journalists do. And is there truly space for everybody? Or shall we be stuck in silos forever? So let's break this thing all the way down. With that being said, higher is waiting, lower is available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is... hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all you here. Let's get started here. Yes, indeed. Pull up the Instagram. Yes, indeed, here. So we're going to get started with this. Right here from the Griot. So it says, what the content creators versus journalists debate is really about, by Kay Wicker. After influencer comedian Jake Shane's rambling, awkward interviews with high-profile celebrities at the Vanity Fair Oscars after party, many began calling out how increasingly it feels as though content creators are infiltrating traditional media spaces. The debate really began to heat up when Tabitha Brown entered to defend her fellow content creators. While this turned some of the backlash directly against her, it also drew nuanced, high-profile responses from both sides of the debate. Seeing people mad that content creators are on red carpets in elevated spaces is blowing my mind. Anybody can create content, but that don't mean everybody I can be a content creator, Tabitha Brown. Let's cut this shit. Okay. All right. Moving on. Actors, stay-at-home parents, lawyers, entrepreneurs, employees, hairstylists, teachers, doctors, journalists, athletes, scholars, models, etc. Just because they become successful doing content doesn't mean they just make videos, and it certainly doesn't mean that they don't belong in elevated spaces. Shout out to all my content creators who are shaking up the world. Keep going. You know, Tabitha Brown, it's interesting with you because I remember when the Target thing happened, child, you were just so for Target. It's just like, do you not understand that if they're not respecting us, they're also not respecting you? And my thing is with Tabitha Brown as well, if you're really this big, like you said, I'm so proud of my content creators who are shaking up the world. Have you invited some of them on your platform? I'm just asking a question because you're the one who put out the statement. Let's keep going. Really, what this lays around discourse exposes is how content creatification of media, or the content creatification of media, rather, has blurred the lines between journalism and entertainment at a moment when those distinctions matter more than ever. I would never reduce what content creators do to just make videos. So many are incredibly bright, creative, and engaging. But if I may speak as a career journalist, there are a lot of Black entertainment journalists who are out of work or unable to get red carpet opportunities simply because media outlets have opted for follower count over actual ability. It's a fair point. Journalists are frustrated because the ground is shifting beneath their feet. In the past year alone, thousands of media jobs have disappeared across the industry. I was about to say from across the industry, rather. The Washington Post, one of the most storied institutions in American journalism, laid off over 300 journalists in early February, about a third of its newsroom, amid financial losses topping $100 million. At the same time, creators are pushing back because they are not all created equal. Literally, not every creator is just some amateur for ring light. This is from the Baltimore Foodie. I went from creating food personality content to hosting a TV food cooking competition that garnered a regional Emmy nomination after its first season. Some of our stories getting to our dreams may be unconventional, but to some rather, but this is our way. It's a new social tech world, and this is a new way trailblazers blaze on. Particularly Black creators have the entertainment and reporting chops that study media in school, only to enter an industry with dwindling entry points, so they have had to start on their own. There is, of course, as Tracy Ellis Ross once said, there's room under the sun for everyone. Journalists and creators can coexist in the media system. The coexistence only works if there are standards across the board about what it actually means to inform the public, because real danger at a time when misinformation spreads faster than the speed of light and public trust in institutions continue to erode is the loss of the truth. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, we have to have the conversation. Now I look at content careers, right, versus journalists, right? That's why I put myself versus Michael Strahan. What Michael Strahan does on Good Morning America, he reports on what is. We report on the weight of how what is and how it has evolved. I have consistently said I am a content creator with a journalist soul, which pretty much means I have a freedom, a carte blanche, and room to be able to go there in ways that journalists can't. Like I said before, Braylon Lee's virtual tour live, this show that you're watching right now, okay, this energy can't be, won't be, and can never be on this show.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara,
Ginger.
So, as you can see, they talk politics, they talk pop culture, or pop-tics, right? And they deal with foreign, domestic, right? They deal with transportation, technology, education. There's a wide range there where the energy of me being able to take all that information and go in depth in the fashion that we do it here, they only have from 7 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday and Saturday. Sunday, I believe they're on from 7 to 8 a.m., right? So that is usually a curated rundown of what's happening in the culture. But, for example, this weekend, something's going to happen, right? Robin, George, Michael, Lara, Ginger, right? They're off. They're not going to come in on the weekend and do some breaking news. That's what we do, right? So journalists, to me, they report on what is. Content creators not only report on what is, but expand on the magnitude of how important of what's happening with what is happening in the culture. Does that make sense? So then after that, I saw this. From Tasha Parker. She is a journalist. And she has made it do what it do. Her profile here, 240,000 followers. So she's a journalist from Texas. Journalist for. Sorry, my mic cut off. So this is Takara Parker. She is a Texas journalist, as you guys saw, 240,000 subscribed. I say it's weird. Subscribers and followers are kind of the same thing, except subscribers are YouTube and followers are TikTok and Instagram, but 204,000 followers. But Tasha Parker, who is a Texas journalist, said on her platform, journalist versus creator, a necessary conversation. So here we go. Stop the cap. I'm so tired of this beef between journalists and creators. If we're going to address the issue, please let's address it head on. I remember sitting in a newsroom where deadlines move faster than your thoughts and where the pressure to get it right wasn't just a standard. It was survival. There's a rhythm to those spaces that never quite leave. Producers calling out times, scripts being rewritten minutes before air, and somewhere in the middle of all that, you are expected to make sense of the world for someone else. That is very factual. Like I said, the national morning news shows, they are 2 hours from 7 to 9 a.m. The evening news for ABC, NBC, CBS, they are 30 minutes with commercials, but they're 22 minutes without. And with the local morning shows, most of them are on from either 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. or they're on from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. But if you have a Fox station, they're mostly on from 4 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. Do you hear me? And some of them have the me audacity, me hypocrisy, me imagination go from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. Do you hear me? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Part of that truth part of that truth is uncomfortable. Journalism is being disrupted. The very foundation of the industry we know and love is being shaken. And for many journalists, that disruption is personal. Over the past 2 decades, nearly 40% of local newspapers in this country have disappeared. That is very factual. When you look at the world that we live in today, 10 times out of 10, I promise you this, you are either getting news from your phone, you are getting news from your tablet, you are getting news on your laptop, you're getting news from Napster. I was about to say iTunes, Napster, Spotify. You're watching your YouTube app on your TV. Some of you go to Patreon for the news, right? Some of you have digital subscriptions to, different publications and newspapers, because newspapers are becoming digital now, right? So this is very factual. Entire communities have been left without consistent access to reliable reporting, creating what researchers are now calling news deserts. Tens of millions of people are navigating their daily lives without a trusted source of information rooted in their own communities. At the same time, newsroom employment has steadily declined, with the industry losing a significant portion of its workforce since the early 2000s. In some states, the number of working journalists have dropped to levels that would have once been unthinkable. That reality matters in this conversation, because when people talk about journalists feeling a way about creators entering the space, what they often miss is that many journalists are not just reacting to change, they are reacting to loss. And let's face it, that hurts. They're watching colleagues lose jobs, watching newsrooms shrink, watching opportunities that once felt stable become uncertain. And then in the middle of that, they're also watching careers gain access to some of the same spaces that now feel increasingly limited. And I will have to say this, I fully agree. When Kai Cenat was I think he was at the BET Awards, there were some celebrities he didn't know, like he didn't know who the Brat was. And when you think about that young man who was at the Vanity Fair Oscars party, no one is saying you have to know everything, but you should understand the weight of the assignment that you're taking on, right? And I do think I understand where Tasha Parker is coming from, because I don't want to see nobody, lose their job, right? Especially people who have done the work to get to where they are. They're drinking their water, they're minding their Black-owned business or whatever culture of that they are, their business. They're being about helping people, and they don't cause destruction. They're about construction. Those people I will always elevate. If you are against that, may hell rain down upon you. You are engulfed in flames and you burn to a crisp. And we don't give a fuck, shit, or damn about how you recover. Now, back to the rest of us who are trying to do good in the neighborhood, okay? It is frustrating to see that in one instance, new media is rising up. In the same token, it's sad that legacy media has fallen down, because without these TV stations, right, we wouldn't have all these great talents. And without YouTube, there could not be new talent. So what do you do with new spaces and old platforms, right? Do you invest in old platforms to catch up to new media, or do you allow new media to rise, or do you allow new media to be an asset to legacy media, and legacy media learns how to catch up and work in tandem and look at new media as a partner instead of an enemy? Let's keep going. That's where I learned how to tell stories in newsrooms across Texas. Is where I learned how to hold those stories with care, how to verify before I spoke, how to understand that we were put out into the world, how to understand that what we put out into the world rather has consequences. It is also where I learned how to create, even though we did not call it content creation at that time. After more than a decade in the industry working across stations, building a name, earning trust, the long way, collecting 5 regional Emmy Awards along the way, I've seen what it takes to survive in spaces that were not always designed with us in mind. What I have also seen is how quickly those spaces can change and how unprepared we sometimes are rather to talk about that change honestly. So when I hear people debating journalists versus creators as if it was a simple either or conversation, I find myself pausing because the tension is real, but the framing is incomplete. What we are witnessing right now is not just a clash of roles, it is an industry in transition. And like most transitions, is carrying more than one truth at a time. I fully agree with that. And I did see an article, I think we read it here on Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Live, that content creators will become one of the biggest freelancing jobs in the United States of America. I believe either this year, next year, or 2028. In one of those years, 2026, 2027, 2028, content creators will be one of the biggest freelancing jobs. And so I definitely see content creators working for these huge news organizations. So imagine me, let's just say the Oscars just passed. So live from Hollywood, Braylon Lee, content creator for ABC News. I could so see that happening very easily. When it came to the Diddy trial, how many content creators got to be on TMZ and ABC News? Armand got to be on TMZ. Tisha Tells got to be on ABC News Live. So it's not like the news organizations are not wanting content creators in the door. It is, how do you utilize and culturally appreciate content creators while also making sure that we respect the platform of traditional journalism? I think that's where we are. We're at a crossroads and we're trying to figure out which way to turn in this fork in the road. Let's keep going. Come on. There we go. Even when those two things aren't directly connected, the proximity of them can feel like they are. That feeling deserves to be acknowledged. At the same time, we cannot have this conversation without defining what we are actually talking about, because too often we collapse distinct roles into one and then argue about a version of the work that does not fully exist. Journalists are trained to verify, contextualize, and report. Their work is grounded in credibility and ethics and an accountability to the public. There is a rigor to the process, a discipline that is often invisible to the audience, but it's essential to the integrity of the work. As you and me and we as a people are live on YouTube, there are journalists right now at ABC, NBC, MAGA News, CBS News, even Fox News, MS Now, that they are handling assignments in the United States and around the world. All those bureaus in Washington and Miami and LA, they are on calls 24/7. Good Morning America and ABC World News Tonight, the Today Show and NBC Nightly News, CBS Mornings and the CBS Evening News, those are just the shows that showcase the work that all those journalists have been doing. There is a way to write as a journalist. It is called AP style. That's from the Associated Press. There is a society of journalists that they have a code of ethics. Remember the class Malago Grants was going to go to because she wanted to be reputable, respectful, and really about her business when she has never been serious about anything because she wasn't born to be anything of importance, and nobody embraces her to be important. Okay, so being able to do your research, verify, know what an open question is, know what a closed question is, knowing how to curate and create a list of questions. How do you put that in that order? How do you edit a video? What is background noise? What is a lav mic? Right? How do you assess the scene to be able to go live? There are certain things as a journalist that there is a rhythm, there's a beat, there is a hashtag melody that allows for the composition to be heard by all of us who consume the news. And with content creators, well, guess what? What you do is you take different sources from here, there, and everywhere, and you bring them together to expand on how heavy the story is that everybody's talking about, the culture, right? So when I say I'm a content creator, but I have a journalist soul, yes, I give context, conjecture, and connection to expand the story in a way that a journalist cannot. A journalist, like Tasha Parker is saying, verify, contextualize, and report. So they verify what's on the ground, they contextualize it, and then they report the facts as they are. Our job is to continue what those journalists have done and showcase the weight of how big the story is and why it matters. That's how I see content creators, that we are additions to the game, not subtractions taking away from the game. Let's keep going. Creators, on the other hand, are building direct relationships with audiences in ways that traditional media has historically struggled to do. Their work is rooted in connection, relatability, and in the ability to translate information in real time. Basically what I just said. They understand how to meet people where they are and to build communities that feel both intimate and personal. Let's keep going. And then there is the term influencer, which has been stretched so far that it has lost much of its precision. It has been used to describe everything from meaningful cultural commentary to purely commercial content, which only adds to the confusion when we are trying to compare worlds that are not actually the same. When we fail to define these distinctions, we end up flattening the value of each, and doing so, we miss the larger point, because this is not simply about disruption. It's also about coexistence. Those two things are happening at the same time, whether we are comfortable with that or not. For decades, journalism operated within a structure that emphasized hierarchy, gatekeeping, and individual achievement. You proved yourself, you paid your dues, and you moved forward, often within systems that did not prioritize collaboration. As a path to success. In many cases, you were taught to protect your work, your sources, and your opportunities because those things were scarce. And I wanna pause here for a minute, because absolutely, right? You know, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. But what we are coming to realize with the fourth estate being under attack is that, hey, a content creator could set that motherfucker off, right? Of the weight of this story and why everybody's talking about it. And then that journalist can go back and verify and contextualize and report that, hey, this needs to be talked about. So instead of journalists in silos, and I'm not saying journalists are doing this on purpose, I'm not saying that at all, but instead of journalists being in silos and content creators being in silos, it's like, oh, wait a minute, you got the reach to let people know that's important, and I got the reach to let people know the weight of why it's important. Adding to journalism, not subtracting from the weight of how journalism needs to matter. Let's keep going. Let's see here. Hey, Fullerton, welcome in, good sir. Glad to have you here. What we are seeing now, particularly in the career economy, reflects a different kind of model, one that often leans into collaboration, shared audiences, and collective visibility. But even that needs to be understood with nuance, because while collaboration is more visible in career spaces, access and equity are not evenly distributed there either. Let me read that 2 more times. Because while collaboration is more visible in career spaces, access and equity are not evenly distributed there either. Because while collaboration is more visible in career spaces, access and equity are not evenly distributed there either. My Lord. Black careers in particular are navigating many of the same systematic barriers that Black professionals face across industries, including disparities in pay, recognition, and opportunity. So while the structure may look more open, the outcomes are not always more equitable. And that is very, very true. If you remember last night's show, right, we talked about, having a partnership with TikTok to be able to bring long-form content to Tubi, which Tubi has 100 million monthly active users. Now, remember, I told y'all about Studios, where your movie or TV show could become a Tubi original. Then after that was NBC Universal launch on Scripted Accelerator, where 5 content creators were going to get a $20,000 development deal to work with NBC Universal and all their cable networks. But for the cable networks, spun off into Versant. Now it's a overall deal with NBC Universal and Bravo and Peacock, right? And then was the Blavity Career Collective. So I'm going to show you that video of Studios just to show you what Tasha Parker is talking about. Here we go.
All day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me, work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hey, hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go, yeah. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor, yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. So y'all saw that, right? Build your hype team, right? Build your hype team. Make sure that you bring your project. If your project is a hit, we'll greenlight the next one. No bullshit. But in the same token, not everybody is going to be chosen. And what do I always say? Is one thing to call yourself, is another thing to be chosen. And so before, Hollywood used to be up here. And the fans used to be down here, where Hollywood's like, oh, we don't need you. Who are you? Why do you matter? But now, Hollywood is like, oh shit, we're kind of not the program, and we're
becoming bigger, or people are becoming bigger than the program, right? And it's a power imbalance, right, that Hollywood has never had to have before, because now it's 50-50. We over here need Hollywood. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs Hollywood, so don't at me if I over where I'm going. We over here need Hollywood because Hollywood has the reach we're trying to get. But the gag is that Hollywood needs us because we are creating content that they could never produce, right? So when I think about talk shows on streaming platforms and why they haven't really made it, is because, well, like that brother said, that we showcased his work before, he said that celebrities were the resource, right? And the scarcity was, who could be able to give that information. That scarcity went from, celebrities only know celebrities, to now it's like, well, hold on, content creators, they're building up their resume, their repertoire, their range based on showcasing who they are and how they go about things, and that's building their credibility, right? So imagine, right, Braylon Lee's virtual tour live right here becoming a and why would that work for Hulu? Well, let's take a look at a couple of the reasons. One, we made it to 1 million views on our own. Platforms are willing to invest in content creators more than celebrities, because celebrities, they come with a rider. A rider is basically a list of requests, but also too, based on their social capital, they're going to be able to ask for more than content creators are. And plus, not only that, the bigger the project, the bigger the budget has to be. But with content creators, because we're already creating, producing, and distributing the content on our own, that helps. That helps Hulu. That helps. Peacock. That helps. Netflix. That helps. Because this show right here is about $1,000 and some change. Laptop's about that much, $1,000. Then StreamYard pay a monthly subscription, and then Canva to make the thumbnails, and then there's Braylon Lee's virtual tour live. Oh, okay, well, since he already produces the content, all we gotta do is just put it on. But also, too, here's another gag. Just because I create, produce, and distribute the content already doesn't mean that you get to be lazy and just put the content on and think it's going to work. No, if I'm going to be on Hulu, then I'm going to need a media campaign. I'm going to need a press tour. I'm going to need to be culturally appreciated and invested in and purposely introduced accordingly for Hulu, Stars, Netflix, Peacock, Tubi, or wherever I am, for me and that platform to both rise up, right? The network or whatever platform I'm on should never be getting more than me, right? And I should never be getting more than the platform. We should both be rising up in tandem. That shift does not just introduce new opportunities, it also exposes old iniquities in new ways, while at the same time challenging long-held beliefs about how success is supposed to look and who gets to achieve it. And when those beliefs are challenged, it can create friction. Friction is not always about ego. Let's keep going. Sometimes it is about unlearning. Sometimes it is about realizing that the rules you've mastered are no longer the only ones in play. And sometimes it is about confronting the reality that doing good work is no longer enough on its own because the expectations have changed. Visibility, connection, and ownership is now a part of the job. It's no longer enough to tell the story well. You also have to understand how that story travels, who it reaches, and why it resonates. Do you see why we're having this conversation now? Let's keep going. At the same time, for careers stepping into spaces that intersect with journalism, there's a different kind of responsibility that comes into focus. There is absolutely space for you here. Your ability to connect, build community, and to engage audiences in meaningful ways is not only valuable, it is necessary in this evolving landscape. But it's also important to recognize that not every space you enter will be familiar, and that unfamiliarity is not a weakness, it is an invitation to learn. Journalism carries a weight that is not always visible from the outside. It is shaped by ethical standards, historical context, and a deep responsibility to the public. When access comes quickly, that weight can sometimes arrive after the opportunity, which is why preparation becomes so important. This moment is not asking you to abandon what you know, is asking you to expand it. When I think about where we are right now, I do not see a battle between journalists and creators. I see an industry trying to redefine itself in real time. I see people holding on to what they've built while also trying to understand what is being built around them. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what the foundation can support. Let me read that two more times. Let me read that two more times. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. And I see an audience that's no longer confined to one path, moving between both, choosing what informs them, what connects with them, and what feels real. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that we both do. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that both do. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that both do. Preparation in this context is not about fitting into a mold that was never designed for you. It is about grounding yourself in the work. It is about asking questions, seeking understanding, and taking the time to learn the history of the spaces you are entering, especially when those spaces were built by people who had to fight to be taken seriously within them. Now clock that T. Now clock that T. Now clock that T. There is power in your perspective, and there is also power in your preparation. The goal is not to simply be seen, it is to be trusted. There is power in your perspective, and there's also power in your preparation. The goal is not to be simply seen, it is to be trusted. There is power in your perspective, and there's also power in your preparation. The goal is not to simply be seen, it is to be trusted. I can tell you the way I have done YouTube and have done anything and everything in the content creation space. I know I'm frozen, but give me a moment because I'm coming back. There I am. Anything and everything and all things that I've done in the content creation space. Radio taught me how to find my voice. Television taught me how to control that voice and understand a format and time management. And then the marketplace told me how to diversify it. But for you, if you're a content creator, you may not have that formula, right? For you is, okay, well, I'm Black. What is relating to Black people? And then it's like, okay, well, hell, I know Black people are real. I know Black people are blunt. I know that Black people don't take no shit. And that might be your formula. Your formula also might be, well, maybe this is my way to be a cultural historian. There are many different formulas to be able to get to where you want to be within the world of media. But like the statement said, there is power in your perspective, and there's also power in your preparation. You should never allow your perspective to be your main commentary without preparation. And you should never be so prepared that you can't have a perspective. Let me say that 2 more motherfucking times. You should never allow your preparation to negate your perspective. In the same token, you should never allow only your perspective to matter without preparing to expand on your commentary. You should never allow your preparation, your research, your due diligence, whatever you do to make it do what it do. You should never allow that to negate your everyday. But also, too, your everyday cannot be your only track. In order to give commentary, your preparation should be added on top of that perspective. Let's keep going. For journalists, the challenge looks different, but no less significant. The industry is no longer structured in a way that guarantees visibility for good work. The assumption that your work will speak for itself, that the platform will carry it to the audience, is no longer something you can rely on. This does not diminish the value of your training, or your experience. If anything, it makes it more important to find ways to extend that value beyond traditional structures. This moment is not asking you to abandon what you know, is asking you to expand it. When I think about where we are right now, I do not see a battle between journalists and creators. I see an industry trying to redefine itself in real time. I see people holding on to what they have built while also trying to understand what's being built around them. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. I see journalists who lay the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. I see journalists who laid the foundation. I see creators who are expanding what that foundation can support. I see artists that's no longer confined to one path, moving between both, choosing what informs them, what connects with them, and what feels real. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that both do. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that both do. The question is not who belongs, it is whether we are willing to recognize that both do. Journalism is shrinking. The creator economy is expanding. Everybody feels it. Newsrooms are disappearing. Creators are reshaping access, and the tension between the two says more about survival than competition. The Tasha Parker Show. TashaParker.substack.com. Shout out to Taisha Parker. Excellent article from your Substack. Excellent job. And also, too, I want to give credit to Kay Wicker from the Griot. Excellent job. Both of those black women threw down in every shape, form, and fashion to say what needed to be said. And I have never been above the program, and I'm not beneath the program either. I can walk on to that set at the bottom of a basement in a glorified building named after oneself, the Robert A. Iger Building, and throw down GMA as good as Robin, George, and Michael. But also within that, recognizing my role is to expand, engage, and stretch out the magnitude of the weight of why the stories that we're reporting on GMA matters.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary. Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
There it is. So let's keep going, everybody. So this article right here is from the University of Texas at Austin, Knight Center for Journalism in the Americas. Moody College of Communication ISOJ panel explores evolving definitions of journalists and journalism in the era of influencers. This was posted April 1st of last year, 2025. Let's get into it. Shout out to Paisley Porter here. With influencers rising in popularity, debates about what constitutes journalism and the journalists have found their way into newsrooms. While many are concerned with the ethical standards of influencer reporting, there is an undeniable shift toward consumers receiving their news from individuals rather than news organizations. A panel at the 26th International Symposium on Online Journalism, ISOJ, addressed the phenomenon and accompanying worries on Friday, March 28th. Amy Mitchell, executive director for the Center for News Technology Innovation, CNTI, opened the panel by presenting data from a study showing that about 3/4 of Americans believe that everyday people can produce journalism. Let me read that 2 more times. About 3/4 of Americans believe that everyday people can produce journalism. About 3/4 of Americans believe that everyday people can produce journalism. We found that upward of 22% of U.S. adults, United States adults, are regularly getting news through content creators and influencers, Mitchell said. Within that 22%, the ages are fairly evenly distributed across ages and education levels. I was about to say education levels, but education levels. The study also found that regular consumers of influencer content are placing greater importance on technology and speed to stay informed. And that is something that content creators have over journalists. With journalists, there is the morning meeting. Everybody brings their stories. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But with content creators and what journalists are realizing is, hold on, I can go live on YouTube anytime I want to. I can go live on Instagram. I can go live on TikTok. I can go live on Twitch. Right? I can go live on my Patreon. and I can jump around, skip around, and move around legacy media and make it do what it do to reach the audience in real time. And I do believe that journalism is recognizing that technology and also speed are the keys to be able for legacy media to keep up with new media. Let's keep going. Liz Kelly Nelson, founder of the newsletter Project C, presented a graphic breaking down the 2025 news ecosystem. While the chart featured 8 categories, including established for-profit media, new media, and new mission-driven, Nielsen focused more specifically on expanding content creator model journalists and news influencers. Nielsen starkly defines news influencers as people who deliver takes on things, making it clear that the main difference between news influencers and content creator model journalists is that news influencers do not produce original content while journalists do. And we read that 2 more times. That the main difference between news influencers and content creator model journalists is that news influencers do not produce original content while journalists do. That the main difference between news influencers and content creator model journalists is that news influencers do not produce original content while journalists do. Now, I will just say this, right? Yes and no to that logic. I truly believe every single tour that we have done, I am a news influencer, but I am also a content creator model journalist, because the original content and creating a perspective from the preparation I've done is original. Let's get that motherfucker straight right damn now. Okay, now listen. Myself, Lovely TTV, Kempire, we're not out here boots on the ground every single day, here, there, everywhere. But to sit up here and say that news influencers, right, cannot be model journalists. Child, Toss Away K, Malago Grams, both got reamed up the assholes with no lube, bleeding and suffering because they didn't do what journalists do about verifying, contextualizing, and reporting the facts. So because they didn't do that, they got their ass caught up. So I do believe that while you can be a news influencer, if you are giving context, conjecture, and connection, you are creating content and you are giving original commentary, not reporting, but you are giving original comment. You are giving original commentary, and that is giving journalism energy. Like I said, I'm a content creator with a journalist, so that is content creator model journalist. But if you really want to categorize me, you can call me a news influencer. Let's keep going. Nelson starkly defines news influencers as people who deliver takes on things, making it clear that the difference between news influencers and content creator model journalists is that news influencers do not produce original content while journalists do. You can think about it from anywhere, from your Joe Rogans to my aunt in Florida who really thinks that she knows something, Nielsen said. Nielsen gave examples of creator model journalists, Emily Aiken from Heat, Taylor Lawrence from User Magazine, disgraced journalist Taylor Lawrence, let's get that straight, and Casey Nguyen of Platform, to name a few. Nelson marks a key difference between influencers and what she refers to as content creator model journalists, saying that the content creator model journalists are using many similar components of what news influencers are doing in terms of audience engagement and means of communication, but in a much more responsible way. After this last presentation, I don't really know what I am. Rather, Joe Carlos Eduardo Esperanza, a content creator, nonprofit director, as he stepped to the podium. With over 12 million followers on TikTok, Esperanza utilizes social media as a means of activism for immigrant rights, tailoring his content to what he feels are the most pertinent news stories for his audience. It's not just I give news and information about my views on things, but I also share a lot about my personal story. I help people out, Esperanza said. They know everything about my life, which is really interesting. I think it doesn't tend to happen in traditional journalism. No, it does not. In traditional journalism, you are never supposed to be the news. But when you are being a news influencer or you are being a content creator model journalist, which to me is being a content creator of a journalist, so you do bring your personal perspective into that, which is way different than just verifying, contextualizing, and just reporting and moving on. Esperanza says he does not consider himself a journalist, but he has the responsibility to fact check and ensure he is not misrepresenting information, just as any traditional journalist does. Let me read that 2 more times for toss away K Milagro-grams and everybody else that think like them as women and men, individuals in the back. Esperanza says he does not consider himself a journalist, but has the responsibility to fact check and ensure he does not spread misinformation, just as any traditional journalist does. Esperanza says he does not consider himself a journalist, but has the responsibility to fact check and ensure he is not spreading misinformation, just as any traditional journalist does. We see a lot of people who just go on social media and lie. Let me read that 2 more times. We see a lot of people who go on social media and lie. WESEALOTOFPEOPLE WHOJUSTGOONSOCIALMEDIANDLIE. We see a lot of people who go on social media and lie. Moving on. It's good for engagement. It's good for views, Esperanza said. So how do you balance being engaged and being viable at the same time as being responsible? Esperanza said that while he does give his political opinions and talk about the news, that there's an added component where he shares personal details and that he helps people and is embedded in his community. He reflects on his work in a nonprofit, mentioning a backpack and school supplies drive in Houston for a value of $20,000, buying a wheelchair accessible van for one of his followers, even paying the bond of a follower who had been detained by ICE. You don't see CNN anchors going on paying their followers immigration bonds. I'm not saying that's what they should be doing. We're just working in very different realms, Esperanza said. Ben Branga, Harvard University fellow and former global head of editorial at Snapchat, then began the final presentation of the panel before the Q&A. He opened by addressing an urgent problem. Legacy news media organizations losing audience and trust and reach, rather. Trust in news has seen a precipitous decline, sequentially leading to news avoidance. Renaga cited a 2024 report from Reuters that found 43% of Americans avoid the news in some form, but why? After assessing Reuters studies, Renaga finds that consumers avoid news because news creators are elite, too complex, biased, depressing, and irrelevant. We're seeing a really interesting and huge international shift. Renaga said these social platforms are hugely growing. Renaga reflects on statistics he has recently read that suggest the average American uses social media for 2.5 hours a day, increasing to 4 hours a day among teenagers. That makes social media one of the largest intentional spaces for Americans. As former global head of editorial at Snapchat, Renaga ran focus groups and found that Snapchat users wanted news that was engaging and relevant to them and more of it. Contrary to these findings, Snapchat was still running to the idea that a place like Snapchat is not a place for news. Snapchat worked to find a solution for this disconnect. The Answer, Good Luck America, a daily 3 to 5 minute news show hosted by former CNN journalist Peter Hemby. I had to look at these platforms as sort of communities within their own cultures. Renanga said, if you line some of these commonalities of a lot of social media videos up with those reasons people don't trust the news, you see a really interesting back and forth. Whereas journalists are seen as elite, content creators are intimate and informal, he said, whereas journalists are too complex, content creators are simple and political. Whereas journalists are seen as biased, content creators are transparent and engaging. There's a crew of people out there who have really unlocked a very interesting way to connect with audiences, Renanga said. And it is really interesting to explore and think how we can make that into journalism. Again, though Oliver Darcy did not present, he shared the story of making the transition from CNN reporter to founder of the briefing status during the question and answer session. He recalled the growth of the newsletter economy in recent years. I've decided to bet on myself and take the plunge, Darcy said. I think I had a mind that would follow me to my own independent venture. He launched Stats, a nightly newsletter covering what's really happening in media. Stats has found success due to its authenticity with audiences. We don't sugarcoat things, Darcy said. One of the problems I would say with legacy press these days is that they don't call things for what they are. Darcy addressed the ongoing question, should news organizations make their journalists content creators? He argued that all journalists are creators, everyone creates content, but offered a counter argument. Can those creators, the journalist creators, succeed in the career economy? Very, 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 very interesting article from Paisley Porter. I loved the energy of it. I love the fact that you have so many different perspectives, that it seems that people want to hear news from people. That has definitely become more increasing as of late. I think it's also interesting too that from what we're talking about here is that content creators are being seen more as a solution than a problem. And finally, the trust of legacy media is really, really real. Now, when President 47 would say fake news and, the legacy media and this, that, and the third, he was saying that because he was bitching and mitching because we were calling out his lies, and that's still a motherfucking fact. Okay? All right? But take him out of it. Most people do get their news from YouTube nowadays. I remember Aries Girl Podcast said to me that she watches me. And I remember this comment very well. She said she watches me when she watches the news. As much as I appreciate that, I said, please still watch the news, because I don't get to everything. I just get to what is happening in our culture. But there are bigger issues that I don't have the social bandwidth to discuss. Not saying I cannot discuss it, but I feel it is my responsibility to only talk about what I know I can talk about, right? So very interesting article from Paisley Porter, and thank you all to the K-Knight Center at University of Texas, a Moody Center for Journalism, for this great article. Now let's keep going. So this is from a platform called the Up and Up, Journalist versus Creator. The line is blurrier than ever. At the Democratic National Convention in Chicago last year, a debate began to take form. Should content creators with their massive audiences and often partisan edge get better access to candidates and surrogates than traditional journalists? It's a fair question, and one that media executives and party strategists are weighing daily in our new media environment and where news influencers are racking up views. This debate tugs at a bigger existential question, rather. What is the difference between a journalist and a content creator? That's the question I find myself assessing over and talking through with both a journalist and content creator friends ad nauseum. I don't have a simple answer to you. Journalists talk about the story and what is of that story at the time. Journalists expand and dig into and stretch out the magnitude of why this story matters and why people are giving the story so much weight. That's my answer in terms of the difference between a journalist and a content creator. Do you paying subscribers can see what some of the up and up ambassadors had to say about this below the paywall? When I left CNN to launch the Substack, most people thought I was crazy. But 3 years later, that decision to leave a legacy outlet and start a newsletter, social for a series of podcasts has become commonplace for journalists. Often it happens due to circumstance rather than choice. On Tuesday, I wrote about how Gen Z's use of TikTok for news has grown 5 times since 2020. Beyond TikTok, Pew Research Center data shows that young adults ages 18 to 29 are the most likely dealing to get their news from YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit, far surpassing 30 to 49-year-olds on Instagram and Twitter especially. So here we go. Demographics and product identification of regular social media news consumers in the United States. This is very interesting. So for Facebook, more women on Facebook for news than men. On YouTube, men get their news from YouTube more than women. On Instagram, it's about split, but it's a slight edge to women. On TikTok, more women than men. On Twitter, more men than women. And on Reddit, more men than women. Now, let's get into the ages here. When it comes to Facebook, the biggest age demographic is 30 to 49, right? With YouTube, the biggest age demographic is 18 to 29. 18 to 29 also is the biggest age demographic for Instagram. 18 to 29, 43% is the biggest age demographic for TikTok. 21% Twitter, 18 to 29 for Twitter, and then Reddit, 18% for 18 to 29. So it's interesting that for Facebook, 30 to 49 is Facebook, but for the rest of them, it's 18 to 29. That's very interesting. Sorry, y'all. When it comes to podcasts, young adults are also the most frequent listeners of any age cohort. It's worth knowing that their likelihood to have ever listened to a podcast have not changed since 2022 today. There we go. Just this week, a new initiative called the News Creator Corps launched its inaugural class of creators, underscoring the media moment we're in and the challenge many creators face when trying to deliver news. The program introduces 8 weeks of courses focused on traditional reporting skills, sourcing, interviewing, and fact-checking, and debunking misinformation, according to the program's executive director, Rachel Lobdell, a media executive with experience at USA Today, Fortune, and Vice. More and more people are getting their news and information directly from content creators on platforms like TikTok, Substack, and podcasts. Instead of fighting against that, we are better served by equipping these creators who care deeply about their audiences and want to get it right. Fact checking and reporting skills typically found in newsrooms. That is how we are going to be able to fight misinformation. The News Creator Corps is a version of the future of news, an example of what a newsroom can look like in 2025, where networks of creators act as journalists, trained just as journalists, are, but does it solve the larger career versus journalist question? And it tugs at a broader existential question in our democracy today in a post-truth reality. Who decides what's fact from fiction? The news career corps, works on the assumption that content creators are interested in delivering fact-based news, and I'm sure this cohort are, but not all careers share that mission. Not all consumers are well positioned or care to decipher between the two. Learn more about how Gen Z is discerning between journalists and content creators, fact and fiction. I checked in with the Up and Up community to ask some of our ambassadors what they see as the difference between a journalist and a content creator, whether or not they are more prone to listen to one or the other. So, shout out to the Up and Up for sure on that. A great article there. Substack is a whole universe upon itself. We're almost done, everybody. Y'all thought that was a very interesting poll. To see that people are getting their news from social media is not surprising, but the fact that the younger audiences are sticking to social media over television and radio and newspapers. I mean, newspapers have been dying for a long time, but the fact that they are tuning into this show and other shows on YouTube and other platforms more than television is quite interesting. And if you think about it, with Tubi and the long form content that they're going to be producing with TikTok, we just talked about how TikTok, a lot of people get their news from there. So imagine content creators and news influencers being able to have shows on Tubi, right? So imagine one day you're on Tubi and you see Braylon Lee's virtual tour live as a that could potentially happen. Here we go from the American Press Institute. What content creators want newsrooms to know. Here we go. We want to learn from you, but we also want you to trust us. This is what social media content creators and influencers told the American Press Institute about collaborating with newsrooms across the country. We spoke to 7 creators who have a wide range of experiences with both local and national newsrooms, and 2 who were hired specifically by publications to create content for social media sites. Some worked with organizations in American Press Institute's second influencer learning cohort, which brought together 16 local newsrooms in 2025 to experiment with new ways of reaching their communities and new audiences through collaborations with creators in a way that benefit both groups. It is a delicate dance as creators navigate constantly changing algorithms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms. The speed of innovation and quick adaptation that creators manage daily is rarely faced by traditional newsrooms to the casual observer. The end product may look simple, a short conversational video or a quick take on a trending issue, but many creators have spent years finding their niche and building trust with an audience that feels personally connected to them. Across their stories, one thing came through clearly. Successful newsroom creator partnerships depend on mutual trust, creative freedom, and shared respect for our audiences connected online. Below are 5 lessons for newsrooms looking to build more effective partnerships with the creators shaping the future of information. Lesson 1, trust the voice you hire. That's number 1. Creators aren't just brand ambassadors. They are storytellers who spend years cultivating credibility with specific audiences. Their tone, pacing, and presence are their superpowers. When newsrooms over-edit or reshape their delivery, they risk stripping away what makes the message resonate. California-based lawyer and creator Julian Safran, who collaborated with Cal Matters to produce short explainer videos about measures and traffic safety, said it best: "You're hiring someone for their voice, so let them use it." Satisfying advised that shorter native style videos often outperform longer, highly produced ones. When Cal Maris opted for a longer version of one video, engagement dropped by up to 70% compared to Saffron's standard shorter videos. His point wasn't that the newsroom was wrong; it was that the creator's familiarity with the platform behavior is a part of what newsrooms are paying for. So let's listen to Saffron right here.
Hey everybody. So one thing to think about when you're working with content creators is, what is your goal for your campaign? Is your goal getting 100,000 views? Is your goal creating a really nice piece of content that you can use on your own channel? Or maybe your goal is getting newsletter signups or a conversion to a paid membership or website. You should tell the creator what these goals are, because the creators will be able to better curate and tell the story of your brand, your institution, or your piece in a way that optimizes for that goal. For example, if you want more views, then usually shorter videos perform better, and trends also tend to get a lot of views as well. And the creator knows best in this way because they know their audience. So make sure to think critically about what your goals are and communicate those to the creator, because the creator will be better able to craft the partnership with you to reach those goals. Thanks.
Very informative there for sure. That lesson extends beyond editing style. Creator Adrian Daltani, now a social video host for the Philadelphia Inquirer, says her role works because she is trusted to bring friendly energy to serious topics. The Inquirer already had a strong video team, she said, but they wanted something warmer and more personal, where viewers feel like they are getting the story from a friend. The takeaway: when you collaborate with a creator, you're not outsourcing your journalism, you're co-authoring its delivery. The trust that audiences place in creators is built on authenticity. Lesson 2, balance structure with creative freedom. That is lesson 2. Journalistic rigor and creative flexibility don't have to clash, but too much structure can smother the magic of real-time storytelling. What do I always say? Have structure, but leave room for spontaneity, right? Chris Vasquez, who has worked for the Washington Post, the Marshall Project, and now Local News International, has seen both sides. At the Post, we had the trust to experiment, he said. It showed me that news can live natively on social platforms, not just be repackaged for them. When he moved to an investigative newsroom, the slower pace and multiple approval layers made it hard to keep up with the rhythms of social media. Every edit, every note, every approval adds friction, Vasquez said. You gain the stability and support of a newsroom, but you lose some of the spontaneity that social audiences expect. The best collaborations find a middle ground. Newsroom editors handle accuracy and ethics, while creators still voice format and timing. Penn State graduate Mason Homa, who create history-themed videos for the Daily Collegian, found that sweet spot. They let me use my authentic voice, he said. That made all the difference. The videos barely needed editing, and they performed really well. The takeaway: good collaboration means clarity about who owns what. Newsrooms provide the guardrails, creators steer the car. Let's listen to this brother right here. And his name is Chris Vasquez. Here we go.
My biggest advice to newsrooms looking to work with creators is to just let them cook. Maybe you're an editor who's new to social video or who's only seen a certain format of social video. When somebody else comes in and starts doing something different from what you've seen before, that is intrinsically going to cause some discomfort. But in my experience, much more fruitful collaborations happen when editors sit down with me before giving an edit saying this needs to change and say, here's why this is making me uncomfortable. And then I could present why I did that. Because there are so many little decisions that go into producing social video that might not be super obvious to people who are really steeped in this world. Take this video, for instance. If you go back to the very beginning, I started off not by introducing myself, but simply by saying, this is the value you are going to get from this video. It is one piece of advice on working with creators. And take the through line of this video, for instance. I could have given a lot of pieces of advice for creators working with newsrooms and vice versa. Instead, I limited it to this one because I wanted to be very clear what the unique value prop of this video is and what you're going to get out of it. And I'm not saying never give feedback. I've had wonderful editors flag accuracy issues to me in scripts and in videos. I've had them raise concerns about tone that have allowed me to be more cautious and more appropriate when presenting stories that I'm adapting. And I've also gotten great ideas on how to visually present something from editors in really creative ways. And I'm also saying that it is really easy for an editor to go into a script and essentially rewrite it in their voice rather than creators, which will hurt a video. It's easy to make other little changes that without your knowledge or intent are overriding things that were very intentionally done in the first place. And it's very easy for creators to start feeling burnout or resentment over that. So acknowledge and talk through discomfort and use it as an opportunity to build trust, because greater trust will lead to greater creativity, will lead to better engagement.
Very, very well said. Let's keep going, everybody. Lesson 3, authenticity beats polish. I think I do that very well. Let's keep going, everybody. In social storytelling, authenticity is the currency. Audiences connect with creators who sound like real people, not institutions. Across every conversation, creators emphasize that authenticity builds trust and trust drives performance, rather. Perfect lying and graphics can't replace sincerity. For Coma's success came from being genuine, not a glossy. His short videos about Penn State's history resonate with students and alumni because they felt like something a peer might post, not just a corporate production. You have to hook people immediately, he said. Don't start for law intro, jump right into the story. Michelle Reed, indigenous creator and founder of a Pow Pow inspired fitness program, learned the same. In her collaboration with the Verified News Network, a native-owned outlet, her more spontaneous, culturally grounded posts outperformed the newsroom's highly polished videos. People know my formula, she said. Sometimes the professional stuff doesn't hit the same way to your people. Authenticity also means showing up beyond the post. The Inquirer's points out that engagement doesn't end when the video goes live. People want to feel like they're in a space that's actually inviting, that comes from the tone, from body language, actually showing up in the comments. The takeaway: viewers follow people, not platforms. They can sense when content is real. Give creators a space to show up as themselves, and audiences will stay. So let's watch this video here. This brother's name is Mason Coma. Here we go.
Hey, I had the best time, collabing with the Collegian, and I'd love to give you some insight when you're working with other content creators. The first thing I'd say is give them creative freedom. And what's that mean? Give them some topics and, really don't have too many guidelines when it comes to them making content for the account. Content creators are good at hooks in the beginning of the videos and relatability. So giving them topics for them to pick from is going to be the best way for them to go about a video. And the best topics I do think in this situation are evergreen topics. Evergreen topics are topics that are good all the time, not just like a short story that's only relevant for a short amount of time. Like an evergreen video, for example, would be something about Penn State that it's good, this month, but also a year from now that would still be relevant in a way. I think a general rule of thumb too, to make influencers a lot more comfortable working with you guys, is just hopping on the phone with them. Sometimes over email or text or whatever it might be to work on a video is like kind of hard to understand exactly what they want. I think, jumping on the phone with them, then even better, maybe making yourself available to have someone from the team film them. That way they could talk through the video, know exactly what they want, and just make sure everybody's on the same page. Another thing is, a lot of people at Penn State are already making videos. And if a viral video happens at Penn State, there's no problem of asking them to recreate it or maybe add to it or change it subtly to make it fit your page even more. When a video goes viral, it's very smart to recycle content or recycle the idea for yourself because it's guaranteed to get more views. So say, for example, someone at Penn State has a viral TikTok, maybe asking them to recreate a similar one that kind of fits the collegian more. I think it's a very good way to approach having better videos on the account. Main thing is, I'm always available. If you ever have any other questions, my Instagram's CatchComa. Shoot me a DM. I'd love to help you guys out. Thanks.
If you notice, they are giving advice in the style that they speak. Authentically Braylon. That's good. That's very, very good, my friend. Very, very good. But no, sincerely, I'm loving this conversation because I feel like I have always been a content creator with a journalistic soul. So, not if, but when Braylon Lee's virtual tour gets on the TV, child, let me tell you something. I've been doing over 1,000 shows, right? So I know what works. But also, too, each platform requires a different energy. So because we will be on national TV 5 nights a week, bigger budget, guests will come on because of the credibility, this, that, and the third. But I still have to be Braylon Lee. I still have to be the virtual tour guy for the culture of the culture by the culture. And I still need to be able to have that intersection, or let me flip the reverse and wind it back. I need to be able to go that intersection where when we're at that intersection of right, wrong is wrong, I can go there and still keep my job because that energy is what got me to 1 million views. That is the energy that has allowed me to create this community. That is the energy that allows me to go beyond what ABC News, NBC News, and even MAGA, CBS News can do, right? So let's keep going. Lesson 4, treat creators as journalists, not marketers. Creators aren't just conduits for clicks. Many see themselves as information providers and storytellers with the same mission as journalists, which is to inform and empower their communities. Philadelphia-based creator Deborah Reeves Tromelis partnered with Technic Lee, a news organization covering tech and entrepreneurship. Together, they produced a piece on ethical entrepreneurship that highlight 3 small businesses connected by food. You never see those 3 in one story, she said. So it really gave me an opportunity to connect things in a new way. For Reeves Tromelis, the collaboration opened a new door. I didn't see myself as a journalist until this year, she said. Now I recognize that making videos is a new form of journalism. It's new media. Still, she added, credibility requires rigor, citing your sources and due process. Those are things that can separate a journalist from a content creator. Vasquez agrees creators shouldn't just be there to promote stories. He said they're information providers. If the goal is to make journalism accessible, then authenticity has to come first. By treating creators as collaborators in journalism, not as marketing partners, newsrooms help elevate the standard of online storytelling. The relationship becomes about trusted service, not transaction. The takeaway: when creators understand journalism and journalists understand creator culture, the result isn't marketing, it's a new kind of reporting. Let's watch this video right here. This is from Deborah Reeves Tromelis.
Hey, my name is Deborah. I am a content creator based out of Philadelphia. I recently worked with Technically through their fellowship with the American Press Institute to produce a piece of content about ethical businesses in the city. And I was able to highlight 3 incredible ethical businesses. It was a really great experience. And I do have a tip for folks who are looking to work with influencers. My tip is to be patient and, don't assume that they are coming in with certain journalistic, knowledge or jargon. Try to approach with curiosity. What I really liked about working with Technically, it was the first time I worked with an editor at all. And what was really cool about that was that they were really into having a conversation about changes and really into seeing what my ideas were, and even going outside of what they would typically do. So that was really amazing and such an awesome experience.
Thank you very much for that. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Let's keep going. And finally, the biggest lesson, number 5. Meet audiences where they are. Younger audiences are seeking journalism. They are stumbling upon it. That means if your newsroom isn't present in their feeds, you're invisible. Creators already live where your audience scrolls. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and emerging platforms. They understand each platform's right tone, timing, and trends. Collaborating with them helps journalism feel tailored to those spaces, not import. Adam Dahl, a Lexington fudge maker who partnered with Civil Lex, used humor and candor to explain city budgets, school funding, and development issues. His TikTok videos often reached more people than local outlets covering the same topics. Social media doesn't move on newsroom headlines, he said. Sometimes a post needs to breathe before people really connect with it. That patience and understanding of how community conversations unfold online is something newsrooms can learn from. Dahl's approachable style helped residents engage with civic information that once felt distant or technical. At the same time, careers like Dahl at the Inquirer helping legacy outlets build community within those same spaces. Her weekly to-do series brings warmth and personality to local coverage that audiences might otherwise miss. Younger audiences aren't coming to your homepage, she said. They're coming across your work in the feed. The question is whether it feels like something they want to stop and watch. Takeaway, meeting audiences where they are doesn't mean showing up. It means speaking the language of the feed while holding on to journalistic purpose. Let's watch this video right here. Adam Dahl, everybody.
Hi, my name is Adam Dahl, and I own and operate a fudge shop in Lexington, Kentucky. Recently, in my city, I partnered with a civics-minded organization to bring civics awareness to my city. What worked great for this partnership, honestly, was the research that the organization put in about me prior to our agreement. They were looking to get some civics-related information out to the public, and they knew that I was already civically engaged with my nonprofit arm of my business. And so the partnership fit well for what I'm already doing in the community. So it wasn't out of turn for me to kind of speak on these issues, but also my brand is kind of tongue-in-cheek, as you can tell maybe a little bit by my sign behind me. So it brought kind of a fresh, fun perspective to what they even admitted kind of maybe a not so exciting topic. So it allowed me to bring some of my energy and humor and just a different spin on some civics things. And we were really able to create some content that resonated well with an audience. They did give me some topics to kind of look at and research, and I was able to pick things on my own that fit not only my brand, but also who I am as a person. I was able to involve my family, my children. So that really helped kind of create a little bit of extra incentive for the audience to see maybe a little bit behind the scenes of my brand. So those are some things that really work well for us. Just the research that went into it, allowing me to be myself, choose from a list of topics, and kind of give me some direction on what we could do. We also were able to look at some of the analytics for the videos that we did and see which ones were doing well, which ones were doing less well. So the ones that were really doing well, we were able to kind of put a budget behind and promote too. So that's something that really worked well and kind of helped get the word out a little bit more. But those are just some tips that worked great for this partnership, and definitely some things that you all can use moving forward with some of your partnerships in the future.
Great information there. So let's wrap this up with this, everybody. Building the future together. Across every collaboration, one truth stands out. Creators and journalists are allies in the fight to make trustworthy information relevant. Again, creators bring agility, empathy, and credibility. They understand the psychology of online engagement. Newsrooms bring the discipline of verification, fairness, and accountability. Together, they can build something stronger than either could alone. The 2025 American Press Institute Influencer Cohort has shown that these partnerships can expand reach, strengthen local relationships, and even change how communities perceive journalism. From student newsroom, hang on, let me see here. Sorry, y'all. Oh, there we go. From a student newsroom in Pennsylvania to an indigenous media outlet in Oklahoma, creators helped news organizations test news storytelling forms or formats, and just as importantly, learn new ways of listening. When newsrooms share power, trust creators' instincts, and share authentic voices, they make better content and rebuild community trust. By the way, American Press Institute offered creators a small honorarium to record these videos in recognition of the time and skill these videos required to produce. API, American Press Institute, did not offer input or influence the advice that the creators chose to share in their videos. So there you go. There, shout out to the American Press Institute. And finally, we're going to end it with this good sister right here. So 3 days ago, Tasha Parker gave her unsolicited advice to journalists. Let's get into it. Dear journalists still working in traditional media, you should immediately leverage social media. For years, my ability to leverage social media while also earning multiple journalism accolades and doing well at my traditional media job was frowned upon. And now I see why. People would see what I was doing as bucking the system, but in reality, I was building something every journalist needs in this era, rather, a direct relationship with the audience. Traditional media built its power on institutional trust, but today audiences trust people more than logos. That shift has already happened. Social media isn't just for promotion, it's where story discovery happens, community engagement happens, and accountability happens. If you're a journalist today and you're not building a social media presence, you are depending entirely on the stability of an industry that is still actively shrinking. Unless many newsrooms discourage journalists from building platforms because power inside traditional media has always been centralized. But the journalists who will thrive in this era will be the ones to understand your credibility travels with you, not just your employer. Next generation of news isn't just about reporting the news, it's about connecting with communities in real time. So if you are a journalist reading this, start building your platform now, not for ego and certainly not for clicks, for independence and longevity. And there you go. So what a great conversation. I hope you guys learned something about the difference between a content creator versus a journalist. And I really wanted to have this conversation because when I saw what Taisha Parker and Kay Wicker brought to the table, I was like, okay, this conversation definitely needs to be expanded onto YouTube. And y'all know we always cover the creator economy. So like I said, to me, my answer, let me say a little big screen, my answer in terms of what a content creator does versus a journalist goes out and does the boots on the ground work of verifying, contextualizing everything from A to Z, and then reporting everything up to where we are now. That is the beginning of journalism in telling what a story is. Content creators are different than journalists in this fashion. We talk about the weight of the story and why it matters to stretch it out to say how big the story could be and why people need to care about it. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about Karen next. We've done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. We're going to take a little commercial breaky break, and we'll be back with more Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Live after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Braylon Lee got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean in, feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum. Echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear. The pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced, and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power, to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture, here we be. Braylon Lee, bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth, we're free. Trust and believe it's entertainment, news done away with. Braylon Lee, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to that, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mirar's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
Caesar. Just look at him. Politician. General. Author. Ruler. Man. Legend has it, he's not only stared into the belly of the beast, he's had it for dinner. Here he's free to relax, or party, or relax, or party, or relax, and party. His is a world of opulence, excess, and the occasional impulse buy. Not one to rest on his laurels, he's famous for ushering in a new age of entertainment. So, for anyone seeking a place where the sun never sets on a good time, all this awaits.
I am Caesar, and I approve this palace.
I'm loving it. I'm loving you right back. Welcome back into Braylon Lee's virtual tour live. Everybody, thank you so much for being here with me. By the way, shout out to LSU. They were also in the NCAA March Madness tournament. And I want to also come on and wish somebody a very, 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 very happy birthday. Drop the T. Congratulations, beautiful. What are you, 30 years old? Your stature, the energy of how you move, and the frequency of how you go about things is nothing but a delight, a joy, and a wonder to see. Congratulations to you for still being upon the earth. Happy birthday. I hope all your dreams, wishes, everything in between comes true. Drop the T. It's very, 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 very good people. Like, comment, and share. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to Drop the T. So happy birthday, gorgeous, and love you very much. So I wanted to come on camera and say that there. So we'll rest here for a little bit until the 2-hour mark, probably 2 hours and 3 minutes. And then we'll head on out here. But what a great, great show this evening. You know, I really didn't know how the show was going to really go with this, because I feel that, and I've applied to a lot of places with my YouTube channel, and I think I'm in an interesting space, because I feel that on one hand, I am a content creator, right? But on the other hand, some people could say, oh no, he a journalist. He goes out, he does the research, he verifies, he contextualizes, and he reports. But where I say I'm a content creator is being able to create new conversation every single day, and to create space for engagement, and to be able to have the bandwidth to expand different tints fandoms and curiosities and interests in a of a magnitude of this energy, that's different than being a journalist. So, yes, indeed. So we'll take it all the way up to probably 2 hours here, and then get ready to. I know I said 2 hours and 3 minutes, y'all, but that's really it. That's all I got. Like if you didn't get my perspective for about 2 hours, I don't know what to tell you. But what a great live. Thank you to Florentin for being here, and also to the one, the only Wente Talks. Love you. Value. Appreciate you. So, yes, indeed. There. And listen, if you want to be a content creator, I hope that this video kind of helps you to see what content creator is all about, what journalists is all about, and hopefully you learn that there is space for both. You know what I mean? It's funny because journalists, I look at journalists like Walt Disney Imagineering, and then content creators as Walt Disney Creative Engineering, right? So we need each other. You know what I mean? One can't work without the other. So that's good. So yes, indeed. Let me get the daily motivator up here, and then we'll head on out. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Peter Drucker. Very wise words there. Let's get into it. It's time for the day motivator for March 20th, 2026. Here we go. It is time for the day motivator for Friday, March 2026. Powerful trio. Stack together gratitude, purpose, and focused effort, and you'll appear to work miracles. Gratitude on its own injects positive power into the moment, into whatever you experience. A strong sense of purpose provides a similar boost and does focused effort. Yet when you combine them all together in the same time and space, the results can be spectacular. You can enter a state of extreme creativity, competence, and fulfillment. Gratitude connects you to abundance. Purpose enables you to make meaningful use of the abundance, and focused effort keeps the good work on track and moving forward. You can always find some particular form of goodness for which to be thankful. Connect that to thankfulness to a deeply held desire. Then take an initial positive action, and you're on your way. When you maintain the powerful trio of gratitude, purpose, and focused effort, you'll be sure to make great things happen. Ralph Morrison. Woo! Well, let's talk about it, because this one's a powerful one. Let's talk about gratitude. Gratitude does not come from the things you have. It does not come from the quantity of things you do. It is understanding the pure intentionality of how you receive what people give you. Every person who has ever viewed a video, a short, or a tour, from the bottom of my heart, I am genuinely full of gratitude, because this path is quite different than most. This channel is different than most. The content we do is different than most. And so sometimes you have to be comfortable with being still to yourself, of yourself, and by yourself. But within that, there is a joy to know that you are fully responsible for what you create. And because you are fully responsible for what you create, you control the tone, and that tone can be powerful or insignificant based on what you give. So that's the first thing I want to talk to you about gratitude. The second thing about purpose. You know how I always say, princes and princesses do anything for attention. Kings and queens do things for a purpose. Doing things for a purpose does not mean you're always speaking about your purpose. It means you're executing it, right? And I can tell you that the strongest people in any community are not the loudest ones, but it's the ones that are the strongest in executing their voice and saying what needs to be said, standing on business, and elevating and understanding the crown that they wear. That when you put that crown on, there are responsibilities. If you can't carry those responsibilities, sometimes it's important to take the crown off. But do not let the weight of that crown dictate the fact that you are or not good enough. That crown is on you for a reason, because people believe that you can be somebody. That relates to purpose. Finally, focused effort. Faith without hard works is dead. There is nobody in the world that can just wake up and just exist and make money. Well, except the Kardashians, okay? But good old Jack Daniels right there. Jack Daniels. Think about Uncle Nathan Nearest Green. For those of you who follow our channel, you know it well. Uncle Nathan Nearest Green was the first African-American distiller on record who taught Jack Daniel to make whiskey. So the next time you're at a racist bar and Sarah Trashby Sanders is sitting next to you, you just say to her, you know that Jack Daniels drink is a black man made it. If she wants to be a racist, then you bet her $1 million. She looks up the fact, you get $1 million. What can I say except you're welcome? But also remember, focused effort takes time. We have lost the privilege of what it is to do the work. As I'm saying it to you, I'm saying to myself, because there's some things where I'm like, no, I should be right where I should be, at the level I'm supposed to be at. But guess what? Just because you're not there doesn't mean God's not working behind the scenes to take you higher than where you think you should be. And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say one point special, because you always want a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing they call yourself. It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we're awesome, great together. Always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just recognizing that, hey, listen, just because you're on YouTube and somebody's on Good Morning America, y'all are both evolving the culture. Whether you are expanding the culture on YouTube and on social media, or you're just showcasing that, hey, listen, there are many stories out there that content creators are giving weight, but here is why we're pushing it in front of you when you're doing it. When you're doing it, being about it and displaying what can be. And I will say this, linear television showcases what people could be curious about. Streaming reflects what people embrace. Linear television showcases what people could be curious about. Streaming reflects what people embrace. So what am I saying to you? Good Morning America, today, CBS Mornings, they reflect what America be curious about. But what social media does, it reflects what people are embracing. So recognize with what you do. Hey, Justine Bell, good to see you, my friend. Recognize with what you do on social media, you are part of showcasing what people embrace. That's a powerful, powerful thing. Hey, Justine Bow, good to see you, my friend. How are you? I hope all is well with you. We've just been here chilling. Been talking about the difference between content creators and journalists. Very, very powerful breakdown Townhall. I hope you're doing well. Justine Bow knows me from my early days on YouTube, and Justine Bow has always been on the battlefield, pun intended, with good energy, a good heart, and just a very, very good energy. So love you, value, appreciate you. Make sure the replay is not just for you watch it, not just for listen to it if you want to experience it again. I love you, I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you come, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you, proud of your damn self. And like I was saying before, whether you are making it do what it do with your platform, here and there, everywhere on social media, or whether you're on national television.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good. Coming in hot, Jimmy. Coming in hot.
It's far from elementary. Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Don't you ever think that your contribution is not helping the mainstream know what's going on. And don't you ever think that mainstream's contribution is bigger than your contribution. We're all helping each other. The more we see each other as blessings instead of curses, if we can see each other as solutions more than problems, not saying the world's going to be fixed, but at least we'll be able to understand each other just a little bit more. I'll say that I'll say that two more times. If we could start seeing each other as blessings and as instead of curses, if we can see each other as solutions rather than problems, and if we can see each other that, hey, maybe you ring the bell and I sound the alarm, we're stronger together than we are apart. Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that has come, for the blessings that are on the way for you, me, and all of us as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love. It's in the right back to you. Drop the T. Happy birthday to you, gorgeous. Enjoy your weekend, darling. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Love you. Love you all. I'll see you very, very soon. Good night, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stinks a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not.
Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying.